What's going on, guys? Coach Decker here, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 lower body exercises that you can do to improve explosive power in youth athletes. Let's go. All right, so our first exercise is going to be the snap down. Now, this isn't an exercise that I necessarily think transfers over to play on the field, but when you're dealing with young kids that don't really know how to land from these jumps, you're gonna wanna teach them how to land properly. So this is gonna really emphasize that and teach some good ability to accept force, especially when we get into some higher, more explosive jumps. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up nice and tall with my hands up on my tippy toes. From there, I'm gonna pull all my weight down and drop until my hips are right above my knees with my hips back. This is gonna teach the kids to land with their hips above the knees, which is super important. We see a lot of kids when they start jumping, dive bomb, mash up their knees when they're landing, and we want to make sure that we avoid that so that as we progress the jumps, we can be nice and smooth and have no issues going forward. Exercise number 2 is going to be a progression of our snap down, which is going to be the depth drop. So the depth drop is a great exercise, especially when you're building strength for young athletes, because it doesn't require any weights. And if we've already developed good mechanics on the snap down, then it's something that we can just easily transition into, and it's going to really yield some good benefits for some younger kids that haven't necessarily gotten into weight training yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step up onto the box here. And nice and easy, I'm just gonna get set up in the same position as the snap down with my arms up. I'm gonna drop off the box and pull my body weight down into my squat. Still landing with my hips above the knees and making sure that I'm nice and slowly decelerating into the position so that I don't have any shearing on the knees. And I wanna make sure it's just a good, clean landing to build some strength and eventually work into some power stuff, some jumps off of the depth drop, and some different things that we can do as we get more advanced in our training. Exercise number 3 is gonna be the seated box jump. Now this is a great, more strength focused jump because there's no counter movement. We don't have to rely on decelerating before we move into our jump. So it's gonna be awesome to build lower body strength and power. It's also gonna help soften the landing stress because we're landing on a higher box rather than the depth drop where we're over accentuating the force that we need to accept and decelerate for our landing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set up on a box that's about knee height, and we're gonna get into a seated position. From there, I can use my arms as a counter movement, so I might start high, just like our other 2 exercises, and bring them down to my hips. From there, I'm gonna use all my momentum from my lower body and my upper body to pull myself up onto a higher box and take a nice soft landing, just like in our snap down and just like in our depth drop with our hips above our knees, no shearing force on the lower body, just nice and smooth landings. And moving on. Exercise number 4 is gonna be the broad jump, a very simple lower body exercise to develop horizontal power. It's gonna be a great exercise because it really mimics some sprinting angles that we commonly see, and it gives the athletes a chance to display their lower body power in a different angle than just the traditional vertical jump or box jump. So it's something we like to mix in a lot for our athletes. All right, so when we're setting up for our broad jump, we're gonna set up in the same way that we did for our other jumps with our hands up, nice and tall, up on the tippy toes. We're gonna drop down, dropping our hips back a little bit further than our other jumps and using our upper and lower body to push ourselves out and forward into our soft landing. When I do these broad jumps, I like to roll into that good shin angle, which is a little bit more horizontal than on our vertical jumps. So I'm gonna drop down, really emphasize leaning and rolling into my jump. Our final exercise is gonna be our pogo jumps to split squat drops. Now this is gonna be a great exercise to build tendon stiffness and performance. Whenever you see those guys that are bouncy on the track, their sprints look super light on their feet. That's because they have great tendon stiffness. So this is gonna be an awesome drill for that. It's also gonna help us build rhythm and coordination, which is gonna be awesome for when we're doing our actual sprint drills. And finally, it's gonna help us build some lower body strength as we descend into that split stance position. When we're doing this exercise, what we wanna do first is go hands on the hips. We're gonna stay nice and stiff at the ankles, so we wanna be bouncy through the foot. And I'm gonna start by just getting some nice reps in as high as I can, moving down the turf. And every so often, I'm gonna drop into a split stance position and alternate sides, popping right back up into my pogos and repeating down the turf. All right, guys, so there you have it. 5 exercises that you can do if you're a youth athlete or the parent of a youth athlete trying to improve lower body explosive power. I hope you guys like this video. Be sure to try out the exercises. And if you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel because we're gonna be bringing more to you each week.